This is not the end. This is the moment. Take a slow breath. Right now, you are living through one of the biggest shifts in human history. Not a small change, not a temporary trend, a fundamental transformation in how work is done, how value is created, and how people see their own worth. Artificial intelligence is everywhere, in offices, in phones, in decisions that affect real lives. And with that reality comes fear. Quiet fear, private fear, the kind of fear people don't talk about. Fear of being replaced, fear of falling behind, fear of becoming invisible. This audiobook exists for one reason: to give you clarity when the world feels confusing. Because clarity creates calm, and calm creates strength. This is not about technology. This is about your mind, your identity, your future. Let's begin. Chapter 1. You're not being replaced. You're being challenged. They told you that artificial intelligence is coming for your job. They told you machines are smarter, faster, cheaper. They told you this is the end of human work as we know it. And maybe you believed them. But listen to me carefully. You are not being replaced. You are being challenged. And there is a world of difference between those two ideas. Tonight, we are going to dismantle fear. Not hype, not noise, fear. Because fear is what freezes you. Fear is what makes capable people stop moving. Fear is what convinces intelligent adults to doubt their own worth. And fear, when left unchallenged, becomes paralysis. Let's start with the problem, honestly. You wake up and scroll your phone. Another headline: AI replaces thousands of workers. Another video: learn this skill or you'll be irrelevant. Another comment section full of panic. And slowly, quietly, something dangerous happens inside your mind. You stop thinking about growth. You start thinking about survival. That shift from growth to survival changes everything. Because when humans feel threatened, they don't adapt faster. They adapt slower. This is not weakness. This is biology. Your brain is designed to protect you from danger, not to predict the future. And AI feels like an invisible danger. You can't see it, you can't fight it, you can't negotiate with it. So your mind does the only thing it knows: it freezes. Now let me tell you something most people won't tell you. This fear you feel, it has nothing to do with AI. It has everything to do with certainty. For decades, you were promised a simple equation: study hard, get a degree, get a job, work long enough, retire safely. AI didn't break that promise. Reality did. Technology just revealed what was already fragile. And here's the uncomfortable truth. No job was ever permanent. Not for factory workers, not for typists, not for travel agents, not for newspaper printers. History is very clear about this. Every major technological shift caused panic. When machines entered factories, people screamed. When computers entered offices, people panicked. When the internet arrived, experts said millions would be useless. And yet, humans didn't disappear. They transformed. Here is where most people get it wrong. They ask the wrong question. They ask, will AI take my job? That question creates fear. The right question is different. How must I evolve? That question creates power. AI is not here to replace humans. AI is here to replace patterns. Repetitive thinking, predictable work, tasks without judgment. And if your value is built only on repetition, yes, you will feel threatened. But if your value is built on learning, AI becomes fuel. Now let's talk about identity. Because this is the real wound. You don't fear losing your job. You fear losing who you are. For years, you introduced yourself by your role. I am an engineer. I am a designer. I am an analyst. But those are titles. They are not identities. And AI is forcing humanity to face an uncomfortable truth. You are not your job title. You are your ability to adapt. That has always been your real value. Let's make this practical. Right now, your only job is this. Stop consuming fear. Fear is contagious. Algorithms profit from panic. So today, you make a decision. You don't deny reality, but you refuse helplessness. Every time you hear AI will replace you, you replace that thought with, I will outlearn this moment. Say it again. I will outlearn this moment. Here is your action for this chapter. One simple practice. For the next 30 days, spend 1 hour a day learning something that scares you. Not endlessly scrolling. Learning. AI tools, new workflows, new thinking models. You don't need mastery. You need momentum. Fear shrinks when action grows. Let me leave you with this. Every generation faces a moment like this. A moment where the old rules break. Some people freeze. Others rise. History doesn't remember those who hid. It remembers those who adapted. AI is not your ending. It is your test. And tests are not designed to destroy you. They are designed to reveal you. This is chapter 1. And this is where your inner shift begins. Chapter 2. The Human Advantage. What AI can never do. Before we go any further, we need to clear one dangerous misunderstanding. A misunderstanding that quietly destroys confidence. A misunderstanding that makes intelligent, capable people feel small. Many people believe the age of artificial intelligence is a competition. Human versus machine, brain versus algorithm, emotion versus computation. This framing feels logical, but it is wrong, and if you accept it, you will always feel behind. Because machines will always be faster. They will always process more information. They will always scale better. So if speed is the battlefield, humans lose. But speed was never the battlefield. Volume was never the battlefield. Efficiency was never the source of human value. The real human advantage has always been meaning. Artificial intelligence processes information. Humans interpret experience. That difference is not technical. It is existential. AI can tell you what happened. It can predict what might happen next. But it cannot answer the question that shapes every meaningful human decision. Why does this matter? That single question separates intelligence from wisdom, and wisdom has always been human territory. Many people feel a quiet humiliation they never say out loud. They watch AI write essays, create designs, analyze data, generate ideas, and slowly they think, it does this better than me. Then comes the dangerous conclusion, I am replaceable. But that conclusion is built on a lie, the lie that output equals value. Output is visible. Value is invisible. Value lives in judgment, responsibility, consequence, and those belong to humans. AI has no lived experience. It has no memory of childhood shaping its instincts, no memory of failure, no shame, no regret. It has never stayed awake at night questioning its choices. It has never felt the weight of disappointing someone it loves. It does not carry invisible emotional scars. And that absence is not a flaw. It is exactly why it cannot replace you. Because the world is not driven by logic alone. It is driven by meaning, stories, trust, shared pain, shared hope. Culture is not built by data. It is built by humans trying to make sense of life. Think about the decisions that truly change a life. Choosing a career, starting a business, ending a relationship, standing up for something unpopular. These are not data problems. They are meaning problems. AI can recommend options. It cannot commit. Commitment carries risk, and risk is human. Let's talk about creativity, not surface-level creativity.
Not patterns. Not imitation. Real creativity comes from tension, from contradiction, from lived struggle. The greatest ideas in history were born from discomfort, from injustice, from curiosity that refused to stay quiet. AI remixes what exists. Humans create meaning from pain. Here is an uncomfortable truth. AI does not make people average. It reveals who stopped growing. People who relied only on routine feel threatened. People who relied on curiosity feel empowered. The difference is not intelligence. It is mindset. Your human advantage lives in 4 places. First, context. You read rooms. You sense tension. You understand nuance. AI does not feel silence. You do. Second, ethics. Just because something can be done does not mean it should be done. AI carries no moral weight. You do. Third, responsibility. AI does not live with consequences. You do. Fourth, meaning. Only humans ask why. Only humans care. This is where confidence returns. Stop asking what AI can do better than you. That question shrinks you. Start asking what requires human. Leadership requires humans. Judgment requires humans. Vision requires humans. Connection requires humans. These are the highest value roles in any system. Your task is not to compete with AI. Your task is to move up the value chain. From execution to interpretation. From doing to deciding. From producing to guiding. This shift is uncomfortable. but it creates freedom. Here is your action for this chapter. Every week, ask yourself 3 questions. Where did I add human judgment? Where did I rely too much on automation? Which human skill did I strengthen? Communication, ethical reasoning, critical thinking. These skills compound. Machines do not compound meaning. Humans do. Let this settle. You are not obsolete. You are unfinished. AI is powerful, but power without purpose is empty. You carry purpose. That is the human advantage. This is Chapter 2, and your value is just becoming clear.
Chapter 3. Adaptation Speed. Learning faster than change. There is a quiet truth most people never confront. The future does not punish those who are slow. It punishes those who refuse to move. Right now, change feels violent. Technology moves faster than rules, faster than education, faster than comfort. And for many people, this speed feels unfair. They say, "I didn't ask for this." And they are right. But history has never asked for permission. The most dangerous myth of our time is this: that intelligence is enough. It is not. In times of stability, intelligence wins. In times of disruption, speed of adaptation wins. Not raw speed, learning speed. The ability to absorb, adjust, and apply. Many smart people are struggling right now, not because they lack talent, but because they were trained for a slower world. A world where skills lasted decades. A world where expertise aged slowly. That world is gone, and mourning it is understandable. Living in denial is not. Adaptation is not about learning everything. It is about learning continuously. You don't need to know all tools. You need to know how to learn tools. This is where most people freeze. They wait for certainty. But certainty never arrives. Momentum does. Your brain resists change for a reason. Learning makes you feel incompetent, and adults hate feeling incompetent. So they delay, they scroll, they complain. But competence is built through discomfort. There is no shortcut. Let's redefine learning. Learning is not memorizing. Learning is not certificates. Learning is behavior change. If nothing changed in how you act, you didn't learn. Fast learners share one trait. They practice publicly. They risk being bad. They don't wait for mastery. They move while imperfect. Perfection is a delay strategy. Here is the brutal reality. AI rewards experimenters. It ignores observers. Watching tutorials feels productive. Using tools is productive. Only one changes your life. Adaptation speed is built daily, not yearly, not someday. Daily exposure to discomfort, daily curiosity, daily action. Here is the framework. Learn, apply, reflect, repeat. This loop beats talent every time. Let's talk about time. Most people say they don't have time. They do. They just protect comfort more than growth. 30 focused minutes a day beats panic later. Adaptation also requires humility. You must become a beginner again. Ego resists this, but ego does not survive disruption. Only learners do. This chapter is not asking you to rush. It is asking you to move. Small steps compound. Silence does not. Your action for this chapter is simple. Choose one skill, not 5, 1. Commit 30 minutes a day. Apply immediately. Document progress. Reflection accelerates learning. Let this truth stay with you. The future belongs to fast learners. Not the smartest, not the loudest, the ones who keep moving. This is Chapter 3, and speed is now your ally.
Chapter 4. AI as your assistant, not your enemy. Most people are fighting the wrong battle. They see artificial intelligence as an enemy, a rival, a force that must be resisted. And because of that mindset, they exhaust themselves before they even begin. Let me be very clear. AI is not here to destroy you, but it will expose how you work. And exposure feels threatening. Throughout history, humans have always feared new tools. The calculator was feared. The computer was feared. The internet was feared. Not because these tools were evil, but because they changed leverage. AI is not different. It changes leverage. Here is the truth most people avoid. AI will not replace people who think. It will replace people who only execute. Execution can be automated. Judgment cannot. Direction cannot. Right now, many people are tired. Not because they work too hard, but because they work inefficiently. They repeat tasks. They rewrite the same emails. They analyze the same data manually. This is where AI becomes an ally, not a threat. Think of AI as cognitive leverage, not intelligence. Leverage. A bicycle for the mind. It does not decide where you go. It helps you get there faster. But only if you are steering. The danger appears when humans hand over thinking. When they stop questioning outputs. When convenience replaces judgment. AI is powerful. but it is not wise. Wisdom requires responsibility. Let's make this practical. Use AI to remove friction. Draft faster. Research faster. Organize thoughts faster. Then you decide. You refine. You own the outcome. People who thrive with AI share one habit. They ask better questions. They don't accept the first answer. They iterate. AI rewards clarity. Confusion gets noise. Another mistake is emotional outsourcing. People ask AI what to think, what to believe, what to feel. This weakens identity. AI should support thinking, not replace it. Your role is shifting from worker to operator, from task doer to system builder, from busy to effective. This is a promotion, if you accept it. Here is your action for this chapter. Choose one daily task. Automate part of it, not all of it. Keep thinking involved. Review outputs critically. Refine. This builds partnership, not dependence. Let this perspective settle. AI is a tool. You are the mind. Tools amplify intent. They do not create it. This is Chapter 4. And you are learning how to lead the machine.
Chapter 5. Future-proof skills in an AI world. The biggest mistake people make about the future is believing that one skill will save them. They search for the skill, the safe skill, the forever skill. But the future doesn't work like that anymore. The future doesn't reward static ability. It rewards adaptability. Let's be honest. The question most people are secretly asking is this: what should I learn so I don't become irrelevant? That question comes from fear. And fear narrows thinking. So we need to reframe it. The better question is, what skills compound over time, even as technology changes? Future-proof skills are not about tools. Tools expire. Platforms change. Software updates. Future-proof skills are about how you think, how you decide, how you relate to uncertainty. The first future-proof skill is learning how to learn. Most adults stop learning efficiently. They consume information, but they don't integrate it. They watch. They scroll. They forget. Real learning changes behavior. It creates new options. In an AI world, speed matters. Not speed of typing. Speed of understanding. Speed of feedback. speed of adjustment. People who learn fast are never obsolete because they can always pivot. The second future-proof skill is critical thinking. AI can generate answers, but it cannot judge meaning. It cannot feel context. It cannot sense consequence. Critical thinking is asking, does this make sense? What's missing? What happens next if I choose this? In the age of automation, unquestioned output is dangerous. The people who thrive are not the fastest adopters. They are the best evaluators. They don't outsource judgment. They strengthen it. The third future-proof skill is communication. Not talking more. Talking clearly. Writing simply. Explaining complex ideas so others understand. AI increases noise. Clear communicators put through it. If you can explain, you can lead. If you can persuade, you can influence. If you can listen, you can connect. These are human advantages. The fourth future-proof skill is emotional regulation. Most people underestimate this. But in volatile environments, calm is power. People who can think under pressure make better decisions, and better decisions compound. AI accelerates change. Change creates stress. Stress exposes emotional habits. If you react impulsively, you lose leverage. If you respond intentionally, you gain it. The fifth future-proof skill is systems thinking. Instead of asking, "What task do I do?" ask, "What system produces this result?" AI fits into systems. People who build systems are harder to replace. Now let's get practical. Don't try to master everything. Choose one core domain. Then stack skills around it. Thinking, communication, learning speed, emotional control, systems awareness. This combination is rare. Your action step for this chapter: audit your current skills. Ask, which of these depends on a tool? And which of these improves my thinking? Invest in the second category, daily. Remember this: the future does not belong to specialists alone. It belongs to adaptable generalists with depth. People who can learn, think, decide, and connect. That is future-proof. This is Chapter 5, and you are building skills that survive change.
Chapter 6: Ethical AI, Human Values in a Digital Age. Every powerful tool eventually forces a moral question. Not immediately, but inevitably. Fire forced the question of destruction. Electricity forced the question of control. The internet forced the question of truth. And artificial intelligence forces the question of responsibility. Most conversations about AI focus on capability, what it can do, how fast it can do it, how cheap it can do it. But very few conversations ask the deeper question: should it do this? And more importantly, if it can, who decides? Here is the uncomfortable truth. Technology moves faster than human wisdom. It always has. And when speed outruns values, damage follows. Not because technology is evil, but because it amplifies human intention. AI does not have values. It has objectives. It optimizes. It predicts. It follows patterns. But it does not care. Caring is human. Responsibility is human. This is where identity matters. Because when decisions are automated, someone still chose the rules. Someone still defined success. Someone still benefits. And someone still pays the cost. Ethical AI is not about perfection. It is about awareness. Awareness of bias. Awareness of power. Awareness of unintended consequences. Ignoring ethics does not remove them. It just hides them. Let's talk about bias. AI learns from data. Data comes from history. History contains inequality. So when AI reflects patterns, it can reflect injustice. Not intentionally, automatically. Ethical thinking asks a simple question: who might this harm? And an even harder one: am I benefiting at someone else's expense? These questions require courage, because the answers are not always comfortable. Another danger is moral outsourcing. People say the algorithm decided. The system approved it. The model recommended it. But systems do not carry guilt. Humans do. Responsibility cannot be automated. In a digital age, values must be intentional. Privacy, dignity, fairness, transparency. These are not technical settings. They are moral commitments. Now bring this to your personal life. How do you use AI? To manipulate or to clarify? To deceive or to educate? To replace effort or to elevate it? These choices shape character. The goal is not to reject AI. The goal is to guide it with human judgment, with empathy, with restraint. Power without restraint is dangerous. Here is your action step for this chapter. Before using AI for a decision, ask 3 questions. Who benefits? Who might be harmed? Would I stand by this choice publicly? If the answer feels uneasy, pause. That pause is wisdom. Remember this. AI will shape the world, but humans must shape its direction. Your values are not outdated. They are needed more than ever. This is Chapter 6, and this is where technology meets conscience.
Chapter 7: Building Unshakable Confidence Amid Uncertainty. Uncertainty is not the enemy. Your reaction to it is. Most people think confidence comes from certainty.
from knowing exactly what will happen, from having guarantees. But that kind of confidence collapses the moment reality changes. And reality is changing faster than ever. Look around. Jobs shift. Skills expire. Industries transform. Algorithms decide faster than humans can react. In this environment, waiting for certainty is a trap. Because certainty rarely comes. This is where anxiety is born. Not from danger itself, but from the feeling of losing control. When the future feels unclear, the mind searches for safety. And when it cannot find it, it panics. But here is the truth most people never learn. Confidence is not knowing what will happen. Confidence is knowing you can handle what happens. That shift changes everything. Unshakable confidence is internal. It does not depend on predictions. It depends on self-trust. The quiet belief that no matter what changes, I will adapt. Let's slow this down. Most people look for confidence outside themselves. In titles, in income, in approval. But external confidence is fragile. Take away the job, and the confidence disappears. Internal confidence is different. It comes from evidence. Evidence that you can survive discomfort. Evidence that you can learn. Evidence that you can recover. Every time you face uncertainty and move anyway, you build this evidence. AI has amplified uncertainty. But it has also revealed something important. Those who wait feel weaker. Those who act feel stronger. Action reduces anxiety, even imperfect action. Anxiety lives in imagined futures. Confidence lives in present capability. When your attention stays in your control zone, your nervous system calms. Calm is clarity. Now let's talk about authority. Inner authority does not mean arrogance. It means grounded decision-making. The ability to say, I don't know yet, but I will figure it out. That sentence is powerful. People with inner authority are not the loudest. They are the calmest. They do not rush decisions. They do not freeze either. They move deliberately. Here is a practical shift. Stop asking, "What if everything goes wrong?" Start asking, "If it does, what's my next move?" This returns power to you. Your nervous system learns from repetition. Each time you stay calm under pressure, confidence deepens. Each time you respond instead of react, authority strengthens. Your action step for this chapter: do one uncomfortable thing daily. Small. Intentional. Without waiting for certainty. Then reflect, "I handled that." This is how confidence is built. Remember this: the future will remain uncertain. That is not a flaw. It is the training ground. Confidence is forged here. Calm is your advantage. This is Chapter 7, and you are learning to trust yourself again.
Chapter 8: The AI-Enhanced Life, Your New Superpower. For most of this audiobook, we have talked about fear, about pressure, about uncertainty. But now, it's time to talk about possibility. Because when fear is understood, when values are clear, when confidence is internal, AI stops being a threat and starts becoming a multiplier. Most people imagine superpowers as something external: faster speed, more strength, unlimited memory. But the real superpower in the AI age is not doing more, it's thinking better and acting with leverage. An AI-enhanced life is not about replacing effort, it's about redirecting effort away from repetition, toward creativity, away from overload, toward clarity. Think about how much human potential is wasted every day on formatting, on scheduling, on searching, on copying and pasting. AI absorbs that friction and gives you back time. Time is not just productivity. Time is attention, and attention is life. When AI gives you time, you get to decide where your life energy goes. That is power. In an AI-enhanced life, you stop reacting and start designing. Designing your workflow, designing your learning, designing your goals. This is not about speed, it's about intention. AI expands your reach. One person can now do what once required a team, not because they are superhuman, but because they are augmented. This levels the playing field, if you are willing to step forward. Creativity changes in this era. You no longer start from zero, you start from momentum. Ideas become prototypes faster, thoughts become actions quicker. This accelerates confidence. But here is the key distinction. AI does not give meaning, you do. It does not choose purpose, you do. Technology amplifies direction, it does not define it. An AI-enhanced life is deeply human. More space for thinking, more space for connection, more space for growth, less burnout, less noise, less survival road. Hope matters. Not blind optimism, grounded hope. the belief that tools can serve values, that progress can include people, that the future is not fixed. Here is your action step for this chapter. Ask yourself, if AI removed one limitation from my life, what would I do differently? Then, take one small step in that direction. Not tomorrow, today. Remember this, you are not late, you are early. This era is still being shaped, and you get to participate. This is Chapter 8, and this is where fear turns into possibility. Chapter 9. Leadership in the AI Era. Human Connection. When technology becomes powerful, human connection becomes priceless. This is the paradox of the AI era. The more automated the world becomes, the more people crave something deeply human. Presence. Understanding. Trust. Leadership has never been about position. It has always been about influence. And influence is built on connection. In the AI era, this truth becomes unavoidable. Because machines can manage tasks, but they cannot lead hearts. Many people fear that AI will make leaders irrelevant. The opposite is happening. AI is removing surface-level authority. Titles. Hierarchy. Information control. What remains is authentic leadership. In a world where answers are cheap, meaning is rare. People don't follow those who know the most. They follow those who understand them. Empathy is not weakness. It is strategic strength. Empathy begins with listening, not waiting to reply, not multitasking, but being fully present. In an AI-saturated world, attention is leadership currency. Trust is the next pillar. Trust is built when words and actions align. When decisions are explained. When uncertainty is acknowledged. People don't need perfection. They need honesty. AI creates speed. But speed without trust creates fear. Leaders slow things down when it matters. They create psychological safety.
so people can think clearly. Influence in the AI era comes from clarity, clear values, clear direction, clear communication. When people know why they are doing something, they commit. Another shift is visibility. AI can hide decision-making behind systems. Human leaders bring it into the open. They say, "This is why we chose this." Transparency builds trust faster than certainty. Leadership is also about boundaries. Just because something can be automated doesn't mean it should be. Human leaders protect what must remain human. Care, judgment, compassion. Now bring this to your own life. You don't need a title to lead. You lead when you listen well. You lead when you stay calm. You lead when you act with integrity. Here is your action step for this chapter. In your next interaction, give full attention. Ask one genuine question. Explain your thinking clearly. These small acts compound. Remember this. The future will have more technology, but it will always need more humanity. Leadership in the AI era is human leadership. This is Chapter 9. And connection is your greatest influence.
Chapter 10. Thriving, not just surviving. Your AI Action Plan. Up to this point, we have talked about fear, about skills, about values, about confidence, about leadership. Now comes the most important part: what you do next. Surviving is reactive. Thriving is intentional. Surviving asks, how do I avoid falling behind? Thriving asks, how do I build a meaningful life in this new era? That difference changes everything. Most people wait for clarity before they act, but clarity comes from action, not the other way around. In an AI-driven world, waiting is costly. Momentum is safety. This action plan is simple. Not easy, but simple, because complexity creates paralysis, and paralysis is the real enemy. Step 1. Clarify your direction. Not your entire future, just your next chapter. Ask yourself, what do I want to become more of? Not what job, not what title, but what kind of person. Step 2. Choose leverage. Identify tasks that drain you. Automate or assist them.
Use AI to protect your energy. Energy is the currency of growth. Step 3. Build a learning loop. Learn, apply, reflect, adjust, repeat. This loop makes you anti-fragile. Step 4. Strengthen your human skills. Communication, emotional regulation, ethical judgment, connection. These compound over time. Step 5. Take visible action. Share what you're learning. Build in public. Teach what you know. Visibility creates opportunity. Thriving also requires boundaries. You don't need to adopt every tool. You don't need to chase every trend. Choose deliberately. Depth beats noise. There will be moments of doubt. That is normal. There will be moments of fatigue. That is human. But you are no longer powerless. You have frameworks. You have tools. You have agency. Let this settle. The future is not something that happens to you. It is something you participate in, with intention, with courage, with humanity. Here is the final reminder. AI will keep evolving. The world will keep changing. But your ability to learn, decide, and connect, that is timeless. You were not meant to merely survive this era. You were meant to shape it. This is Chapter 10, and this is your moment to thrive.